Hi, everybody. Thank you if you are watching me now or if you are watching me on the replay. I'm so happy that I can do this great day 16 of the Mindset March challenge that I'm doing. And today it is about your quantum leap that is maybe right ahead, and what can help you for this boost of creativity, of productivity. It is one superpower that I want to highlight especially today. This is the intuition, and the intuition is one of the 6 mental faculties that I have already described. Your intuitive mind, together with perception, will, imagination, memory, and reason, it can be one of your real superpowers. And if you know how to use it, wow. So, and I'm talking a little bit today about this, intuition, how you can be inspired about this, and maybe how you can use it and tap into your untapped resource in this regard. So what are the questions exactly today? What is exactly intuition? How do we meet intuition in our daily lives? What are exercises for getting more in tune and in touch with intuition? And what's the difference between intuition and ego? Okay, and so in this Mindset March challenge, I am going to present you what I have learned from Bob Proctor. He is a legend of self-development, and so I want to honor him and his ideas, and he really brought so much together that can help us to lead all more meaningful, more productive, more successful life. So today, what is it about? What am I going to talk today? I'm going to talk about intuition, I said. And if we are highlighting what is intuition, let me just get on this here. This is the presentation that I prepared on intuition. And I selected this picture today of this little girl that listens to inside the shell. Here I have one too, and it is said that you hear the sea if you're listening into that, but on the other hand you can also easily listen to your own inner voice. And so this is a little bit what intuition is about, not only a little bit. This is that deal of intuition. So what is intuition? Intuition is a form of intelligence that goes beyond the rational mind. It eavesdrops on the universe mind, giving us access to infinite possibilities. Intuition is God's way talking to you. You can describe it as God, in universe, whatever. It's the small voice inside that speaks your truth. It also gives you the ability to pick up other people's thoughts and read their energy. When we are in tune with our intuition, we can receive flashes that speaks of insight and quantum leaps that our logical linear mind cannot make. We can feel our way through life, trusting our hunches and staying open and flexible instead of rigidly sticking to the plan. And often we are unaware of the messages our intuition sends us because of the busyness of our life, our fear, our agitation, clouds that surround us. And however, it doesn't have to be this way. And that's the message. And if you think, ooh, this sounds a little bit, I don't know, so not really solid, right? But think about it, that Napoleon Hill, that is like the grandfather of all the success literature. He was asked by Andrew Carnegie to ask the richest people at the beginning of the 20th century, and he found that most of the high-powered successful people listened to their inner gut feelings and pay attention to their hunches. Not all the time, but more and more. And so, yeah, this also tells us that, well, successful people are always connected to their inner voice. All right. And so, what exactly now is intuition? Intuition is a special gift isn't a special gift for a select few, and this is what I really want to show you here. It is something that we can all develop, and that can be really precious for us. And yeah, so we all have these possibilities to open it up for our desires and for our higher self and our destiny here. And yeah, so how can now, next question, we develop the intuition? And so the basic idea is, start paying attention to things that you would typically consider as unimportant, but the feelings you get and the thoughts you knock on your door that you might ordinarily dismiss, and also what is repeatedly coming to you, and you would say, oh, it's not important, but it comes again and again. So that's the idea. Hey, and here we go. I wanted to show you again the stick person, and here I am really wanting to show you how and where you find the intuition. So we say we have here the stick person. Oops, hold on, it has to be changed. So here we have the mind, and the body. If we have the division in the subconscious part and the conscious part, like this here, this is the conscious part and the subconscious part, and here we have the body. And so we said that this here is related to the thoughts. This is related to the feeling. And this here is the action that is then setting in motion the results. It's all nice. So, but where can we now find the superpower, the intuition? And let me just change the color a little bit. It is related to the conscious part here. So we have the hearing, the seeing here, the normal senses, right? The smelling, the tasting, and the touching, so the 5 senses. But then here in the third part, you have then the relation to the intuition, to the will, to the imagination, everything that we have already described here. And this goes in, and here we would say imagination. Here we go. Oh, hold on. So yeah, what does this mean now? And so it is something where you can definitely tap into. And my question to you also, as you're watching this right now, so where do you meet your intuition? Would be really interested in knowing this. So do you believe in intuition at all? Do you think it's, so you cannot see it, so you cannot prove it, so don't know. So what do you think? Where do you meet intuition during your life? And write it into the comments. I'm happy to quote what your ideas are and super interested in your ideas and thoughts. If you want to think a little bit more, I am showing you what I found where you can find intuition. The intuition can be met here. When you listen to your gut feeling, as this represents your intuition rather than your ego. When you pay attention to your dreams, when you practice meditation, when you listen to your body's reactions. So if you want to do a decision and so you don't know how do you feel, should you do it, should you do this decision or the other, so just see your body's reaction. Is your body feeling strong, or is the body in resistance to one or another option? And then when you spend time in nature and when you engage, here that's super interesting, in repetitive moments. So what does the repetitive moment idea mean? So here is everything that can calm your cognitive mind. And when you are in repetitive motion, like running, like swimming, like dancing, cooking, preparing food, that's always the same, or even playing the piano. So this is a possibility when, this intuition can speak to you. And here, the next thing is also, you might want to ask, okay, how can you develop your intuition, or how can you find your intuition better, and how can you get in touch with your intuition? So these are some ideas. So stop and listen. So it's hard to tune into your inner wisdom when you're constantly busy. So take some time each day to slow down and be more open to your higher self. So if you're looking for an answer to a question, or you have a decision to make, start looking inside yourself for the answers before you choose which path to take. And so an idea is that I found that you sit quietly for 10 minutes, ensure that you will not be interrupted. When your thoughts start to intrude your mind, your quiet mind, don't give much attention to it. Just let your mind float and let your mind be calm, leaving space. But when the time is up, jot down the thoughts that invaded your quiet. Are these thoughts that often distract you from what you're supposed to be doing? Do this concern matters of any importance? And I think this gives you first hints of, what comes into your mind again and again. And then learn from the past. So recall a negative experience from the past, ideally something that was fairly recent, before this thing happened. Think back whether you got any feelings that urged you to steer clear. And maybe you got a gut feeling that something wasn't so fine. And maybe you had a foreshadowing dream or vision that came with it. And then the last thing that's of special, I think of general importance, and the wrap up, start paying attention to recurring thoughts and messages. Those feelings, those hunches, those coincidences are all important messages from the universal mind, and they are meant to guide you into your right direction. And once you start paying attention, you'll be surprised how often the voice of intuition tries to reach you during the day. And so there is another related question that I have found with the question of intuition, and that's, is it intuition or is it ego? And I translate it like this, that ego is everything, of course, that we want to achieve with our conscious thoughts. However, we have our intuition and our our first feeling, our gut feeling, and that is maybe not the that is maybe the first thought. And if you have to answer something, you think first, and then there comes this conscious idea, this conscious thought, and that is probably not your intuition. And so let me give you some ideas of what is intuition, what is rather ego. For example, intuition gives you a start, gives you the idea to start a business because you would like to reach for your purpose and help people, whether ego urges you to start a business to get rich. And the intuition, another example, prompts you to turn down away from a job offer because it's not aligned to your values, whereas ego might push you to apply to the job offer because it's the best probably salary or the best possibilities to make a career and the best offer you would get. Another idea is if you are invited to meet people and you have maybe a feeling, okay, I shouldn't go there, so it's not really what I want. But on the other hand, your ego says, okay, I have to do it, I have to meet them, so what would the others say? Or is there anything that maybe there's a career opportunity involved, maybe I shouldn't miss it out? So things like that. And then the idea of, okay, your ego says, your intuition says, let's take vacation, let's take some time off. Your ego says, no, don't take time off. Don't take money for that. So there's no money anyways. So that are ideas that can put you into this direction what's the right intuition, where should you go? And why is intuition that important? And if you haven't already got this, so again, to stress it, when you listen to your voice of intuition, you invite the flow of love, inner peace, and abundance to your life. And abundance is always, of course, you're getting more. And so you're getting even like a higher speed. And when you pay attention to the voice of ego, you invite fear and limitations, which fuels scarcity. And so the thinking in limits, okay, so it won't bring you a quantum leap. And so my final thoughts for this idea of this intuition is, as you learn to turn down the volume of the noise around you and turn up the volume of your intuition, your life will become fuller and you will become more connected to others. And intuitive messages are subtle and can fade from your conscious mind very quickly. So write them down and record them immediately, even if you can't act on them right away. And intuition takes time and also practice, but it is worth to listen to the intuition because it is a little bit, I would like with stocks, you can of course do what everybody buys, and but the real successful traders, they are also listening to their intuition because they think, okay, that's something I should invest. And so it is also with your plan, and it's your life, that you are investing. So nobody can tell you what is right or wrong. So therefore, better have an intuition that tells you, I better should do it this way. And so this is my wrap up for today. So I hope you enjoyed it and you find some inspiration on this topic of intuition. It's not an easy one, but definitely worth to think about. So here is part of your 6 mental faculties and in the conscious area. And so therefore something that you can develop. And if you have developed it, well, so you can get better and better with it. And I will also highlight other mental faculties in the next time. So there's so much going on. We know this, in one crisis catching another, and the most important thing is to stay centered and to know also which direction you want to go, a little bit like with a bike driver. So if you're getting too slow with your bike, so you're falling. So therefore first have the goal and then also the speed, and then you are also easily doing some curves and some ways around, but you're staying on course. And so the idea is to find your inner balance and work on this. And if you are feeling okay, so you're knocked down all the time and so you're not getting the real speed, it's a big possibility, a probability that it's your mindset that you can work on and that you can improve to give you like the strength and the decision and the flow to arrive to your objectives with ease. And so this is here, I want to help you with that and want to put my some inspirations for you during the next also 14 days. And just remember, so if you are not having the success that you want, so also not more of the same is helpful for that. Maybe a change of perspective. And if you have found the right perspective and the right goal, then getting step by step, and maybe if it's even a little step, but not the biggest step that you have anticipated, but that doing that constantly, that's a progressive continuation of your worthy ideal, and therefore you are in the successful direction. And then there could be the next step that is the critical mass, and you are then really achieving this quantum leap towards your new life and your dream that you desire. And so that's the idea, and I'm looking forward to provide you like this inspiration every day. And tomorrow is another day, and looking forward for meeting you tomorrow. And thanks for your interest, and looking forward to talk to you soon. Bye.
Have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that, because you don't know who you're going to be, who you're going to be.